Good morning, good morning, good morning, Facebook. Welcome to Wellness Wednesdays. I'm your host, Marquise Martin Hayes. Every time I'm on camera, it is imperative that I know as an actor that I keep my skin looking moist and not dry. I use Rodan and Fields. Active hydration, body replenish right here. This is my product. Now, you may ask, why do I use it? Well, it's really simple. As a juice bar owner and as an actor, those two kind of collide. Why? Because I'm always washing my hands, and so my hands can tend to get dry. But active hydration does something pretty unique. It's not like lotion. It actually takes moisture from the air and locks into the skin. So as it seals on the skin, it actually hydrates you from the outside. You know me, I'm all about the inside game. Now I got my outside game together. Today, I'm excited to share with you one of my mentors, friends, brothers, coaches, trainer, all that. Like, he's that dude, right? I can confide in him because we're connected, but I can also learn from him because he's a professional in what he does. His name's Eric Guynn. And one of the things I love about Eric Guynn, I don't know if you guys have seen the video, maybe I'll post it later. It was on Instagram. I probably shared it on Facebook, where I'm doing my push-ups with weights and I'm throwing them back, or I'm doing pull-ups and you can see my back expanding. That's all because of Mr. Guynn. He actually put me on game and actually helped me begin to get my body back. What do I mean by that? Real simple. A lot of you guys have trainers, right? And oftentimes trainers are all about one more rep, get that muscle, more weight, you can do it. Nah, not Eric. Not at all. He's into functionality and mobility. And here's what I know. I know that in less than 24 hours, I'll be 47 years old. And at my age, looking good feels good. And it's more important to me, however, than looking good, that I have mobility in my body. So he would work with me and make me slow it down and do it the right way versus more reps. And I can honestly tell you, I've fallen asleep in the car after a 30 to 40-minute workout with him on multiple occasions. Never more exhausted in my life, like never. So with that in mind, me being all about wellness and this Wellness Wednesday, let me bring on the infamous, my partner, the true trainer, Eric Guynn. Morning, brother.
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
Man, I'm well. So glad to have you here in the space on Wellness Wednesday with us. Thank you. I know that you stay busy, even though corporate's not happening right now and all the work that you do. I'm sure you'll get into it. People understand how busy you are as an entrepreneur. But I just want to thank you for taking the time to join me.
My pleasure, and I thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. Listen, let's get started. What do you want? Tell us a little bit about you first. So that, because I can only tell my experience. Give us the background for you so those who are tuning in stay locked in.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm a massage therapist and a personal trainer. I got my training certification while I was in massage school. They both went kind of hand in hand. While I was in massage school, I started to learn a lot of things that I was doing to my body that I really wasn't aware of. And it gave me a different approach when it came to training. So I wasn't really into form and doing things correctly at first.
Mm-hmm.
When I found out what I was doing to my body, then I really started to pay more attention to my form, my range of motion, flexibility, core strength, all of those things. And
Mm-hmm.
I learned that it's not just about lifting weights and how many you do. It's more about, doing things correctly and making sure that you involve all different types of working out in your So it's not just, going hard. It's more, hey, where am I weak and tight? And how do I correct these things? And then go there. Okay.
Question. So one of the things that I was concerned about when I first started working out with you, and I hear people, it seems to kind of be out there, is the idea that if I don't get enough reps in, then I'm not going to get the bulk. I'm not gonna look like I've been to the gym, right? Because there's so much emphasis on how I look as compared to whether I'm doing it right or not. Like, there was a gap for me between Eric, in my mind, like, man, is 30 minutes going to be enough?
Mm.
I remember when you taught me how to do a proper push-up, I was like, and you were like, yeah, if you focus on these things, 10 will have you really kind of breathing. And I was kind of like, what? Like there's just that gap. So how is it that, like, how do you help us close that gap between what we perceive or what's been propagated about what needs to happen compared to how you instruct?
Yeah, well, you really have to let go of your ego, because that's what
Mm.
it basically is,
Yeah.
how many reps you do and how long you work out. Like that doesn't really matter. I'm a firm believer in quality over quantity. And when you
Yeah.
have quality, you don't need as much quantity.
Right. It's good. Now I gotta ask because I gotta buy one of those shirts. Tell us about that. I am the gym. What's that all about?
I am the gym is basically just, you know, our bodies are amazing and we really have everything that we need right here. You don't have to go to the gym. You are the gym. Move your body.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how it really originated. Um, I also had in mind with it that you can come to me. Like I am the gym. Come to me and work out.
Yeah.
So there's two ways to kind of look at that.
Yeah. Well, I remember some of the workouts on the lakefront, no weights, and I was dead by the time we finished.
Yeah.
I mean, literally just dead. All right. So I'm gonna be quiet and kind of let you share. What is that? During I don't want to put too much emphasis on necessarily we're constricted at home, although that's obvious. But you being the gym, or me discovering my body as the gym, what would be some of the things, or what would you like to share with us today that we may want to be mindful of, practice, or whatever that looks like to make sure we're staying fit at home?
Yeah. I think it starts with like posture and
Okay.
body alignment. Making sure that
Gotta get it together here.
yeah, right. Making sure that your body's properly aligned, and that's the foundation. Um, a lot of people get into workout programs and they have bad posture and body alignment, and then they try to build from there. When you
Mm.
posture and body alignment, then your range of motion is restricted. So you're not working your muscles out at their full range of motion, so what you need to do is to first start with that. And while you find your where your body is out of alignment, that's where you find weaknesses or where you're extra tight. So where you're tight is where you need to stretch, and where you're weak is where you need to build your strength up. And that's what creates your alignment.
Got it. So tell us, all right, so right now we really can't get to you. And you said one of the main things that we need to focus on is our posture. How do we know what's right, what's wrong, and what are some of the 2 or 3 things that we can definitely make sure we're doing each time we're working out?
Yeah, so with your posture, a lot of people don't realize that they have bad posture because it feels normal to them.
Yeah.
So, a few things that I tell my clients is to, make sure that they don't round their shoulders over, don't hunch over. Okay. And that's just something that we do a lot today, just
Mm-hmm.
because of our lifestyles. So,
Right.
Sitting at a desk all day or texting,
Mm-hmm.
and, you feel comfortable because that's just how you live.
Yeah.
But when you get, your shoulders back, and try to sit up straight, it really feels uncomfortable. That's an indication that, hey, you're weak in those areas that you need that support. So that's where you would want to really strengthen. And we neglect our weak areas. So you definitely need to, pay more attention to where you're weak.
Yeah.
A lot of times we want to work on what we're good at.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what helps create the problem. It's like, hey, work on the areas that you have neglected. And that will definitely be a good start to help you
Okay.
get your body back into alignment.
So given that, that idea and looking to really pull from you being in the gym. At home, things that come to mind for me are push-ups, sit-ups. I also have a pull-up bar, and then light weights and a resistance band. And what in push-ups, what kinds of things would I want to make sure I'm doing properly, whether I'm on my knees or not? You know, because for some women that, and even some men, let's just right, everyone's not able to. So whether we're on our knees or not, what are things that will be an indicator that we're doing it properly, or what do we look for?
Yeah. So when doing a push-up, you definitely want to make sure that you have proper body alignment. So you want your wrist to be right under your shoulders, and that's structural. Okay. Your shoulders back, so you don't want to be rounded, and you want to have a straight line from your shoulders all the way down to your ankles. All right. So with that, that means that your hips can't be too high and they can't be too low. They have to be level.
Okay.
All right. Keeping your core engaged is very important, but a lot of times, most people don't have a very strong core. And
yeah, I learned that for myself.
Yeah. So with having a weak core comes with a lot of different issues, which, you know, some of these issues are like low back pain or, so.
That's interesting. So, all right. So I have a question. Sorry for the, but
Fine.
So given what you're saying, if I am at home, one of the main things I need to do is actually work my core. So even more than trying to figure out how to do a push-up, I need to be doing something to strengthen my core, my front and my back. What should we be doing to strengthen our core on a regular basis?
Planks are a great exercise to do to strengthen your core. And that actually brings me to another point. So people want to do like, exercises like push-ups, bench press, they want to squat. And a lot of times, they want to use heavier weights, but there's protocol. So there's stages that you need to clear before you get into that.
Okay.
And that's why a lot of people get injured while exercising. It's because they skip steps. They see people doing the exercises and they say, hey, I want to do that, but they're not ready to do that. Okay.
So what does that look like? Like, because I think I've gotten stage 1 at home. Not that we need all of them, but like I need to develop my core. Like, how do I go about that? What would you tell someone? I am Mr. Guynn, Coach Guynn, like what you said on the video, I need to develop my core. Does that mean a bunch of sit-ups? What does that mean?
Yeah, so core exercises are going to be a lot harder. So you have people who, they do 50 to 100 crunches. They're pulling on their neck. They're not doing those correct anyway, but they're easier to do. If you're doing a core exercise, it's going to make you shake.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's the difference. And a lot of times people just kind of shy away from doing that because it hurts or, but there's no way to get stronger unless you go through that.
Yeah. What 3 core exercises can we do at home?
Planks definitely is one. And sometimes, people think that the core is just the front, but the core is your back.
I recently learned that. Yeah.
So glute bridges are another good exercise for stability. And there's different variations of a plank as well too. So you have the plank where you're almost up in the push-up position, or on your elbows. Side planks.
I've been doing those. They hurt.
Yeah, but
they hurt.
They do, but that's because you don't really engage your obliques like that. You know what I mean? So that's kind of going to another point. It's like, hey, you have to work on the areas where you're weak.
Right.
you know,
I'm up to a minute now.
oh, that's awesome.
It's like I feel like it's just someone's just yanking the guts out of me on that side of my body. But
Yeah. Well,
trying to develop it.
you just gotta hang in there, and
Yeah.
With that, you're going to become stronger, and it's going to become easier.
True.
Yeah.
Excellent. And then you were starting to say before I got rude and interrupted. I'm just excited, right? Because I'm like, y'all need to even the stuff you taught me about holding my core still when shifting, not allow my body to shift. But you were going to say something about, we were talking about how the core is not just the front, but also the back. And you talked about glute bridges. What else do we need to develop on the back side?
So it's the front, so your abs, your back, it goes down to the thigh. So you're going to feel it in all of those areas when you're doing, your planks, if you do them correctly.
Okay.
And from that, then you're going to develop the strength. But if your hips are too high, it's like you're, taking the easy way out.
Okay.
So you know what I mean? Like you're holding the position, but you're not fully engaging all the muscles that are involved in the core.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you just do it so you can get through it.
Do it to get through it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I do.
And that's when I talk about, quality over quantity. It's like you got the quantity down. All right.
Got it.
I could do a incorrect plank for 20 minutes.
Got it.
You know what I mean? But if I get through it and do it right, how long can I last?
Yeah.
I mean, and you want to go till failure, and then give yourself a little rest, and then go back to it.
Okay. So things like how do we so we got planking properly, we've got sit-ups properly, and glute bridges properly. Mm-hmm. Are there any other one or two exercises? And then where do we go to find out if we're doing, how do we know if we're doing it right? Like, how do we go learn how to do it, especially now when we can't get to you?
Yeah. The other one was side planks. So, and as far as
side planks, yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. As far as knowing, it really it takes someone to watch you and or teach you. I had to basically let my ego go to be trained by another trainer about maybe like 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay.
I just said, hey, you know what? I know that I know a lot of these things, but I'm just going to take some sessions from a trainer. And through that, I was able to get feedback. So I had to drop my pride and just, get that feedback that I needed. And from I learned where I was weak. In some areas, I thought that I was strong. Like, oh no, I'm not.
Yeah.
It really does. It takes you to push your pride to the side and actually, someone that knows what they're talking about.
Yeah.
To assess you.
Okay. So, but you got to help us then. So, look, do we need a mirror? Do we get online classes with you? How can we do this, right? Because you're telling us we got to do it right. We want to do it right. Yeah. But how do we do it if no one's around? Like, what options exist that you would recommend?
A mirror is good. Sometimes while you're looking to the side, it kind of contorts your body, so you're not really in proper alignment looking at yourself in the mirror while you exercise.
Okay.
But I do offer assessments online.
Okay.
I do them live, or I have clients take a video of themselves doing exercises, and then I have a state-of-the-art tool that I use that shows exactly like how much you're off as far as your alignment and where you should be.
Nice.
Then I can send that feedback to the clients, or I could give it back to them verbally as I do it live. So I mean that's one way that I offer a solution for these things.
All right, cool. So as we slowly begin to wrap up, because I've got to manage our time, a couple things for you. Number one, how do we find you? Like follow, learn, book that appointment, get that assessment, send in our video. How do we catch you?
Yeah, you can go to ericguynn.com. That's EricGuynn.com.
Okay.
I'm on Facebook with my name, Eric Guynn,
Okay.
and also Instagram, my name,
Eric
Eric.
Guynn.
Yeah.
Excellent. And a couple people have commented, like me, they love the shirt. Where can I get the shirt?
Also on the website, ericguynn.com.
Excellent.
It's a tab says apparel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Now, a couple other cool questions, fun questions. I'm starting to throw this in now. What do you do for fun, man? Like you seem like a serious trainer guy. What do you do for fun? How do you let loose?
Oh, I like to just relax, and
Okay.
I'm a pretty low key person. I don't go out and do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
I just like to catch a good movie, a documentary, watch sports. I hang out with my lady, talk to my
Yeah.
family at least
Yeah.
2 times a day.
That's so cool, man. I love that about you, bro. You're a family dude for real.
Absolutely. Yeah. I exercise, I go for walks. I do just a lot of just,
Simple stuff.
simple stuff, man. And that's
That
what
works.
gives me joy and fulfillment.
Excellent. And then why did you choose this path?
I felt like it was for me. I started as a ninth grade PE teacher, and I really enjoyed, inspiring the youth to be healthy. And I just got to a point where I knew that I wasn't going to, be a teacher forever, but I did like, helping people with fitness. So, now I just teach adults. I do have some younger people that I do train, but I'm just able to help everyone on my own without, having to check into a job every day, So
Yeah, believe me, I get it. So you said something that triggered something really quick.
okay.
You're a celebrity trainer as well, as I understand. You work with some celebrities.
I've worked with a few.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. I know you can't disclose everything, but
Yeah, no, it's cool. I have a couple professional, retired professional football players that I worked with. A few basketball players, and I worked on a couple of celebrities.
what shows? Can you tell us what shows?
Empire.
Cool. Listen, man. This is the time. You're that guy. Like people need to know. This isn't like, oh, he's just a nice guy who read a book. No, he's the real deal. Like he works with top people in his industry because he's that good. So I only bring on the best, man. And they gotta know. I know you're a humble guy, but I'm gonna put it out there. You're that dude. You're that dude.
Yeah.
And then lastly, what if God forbid, but if you had to be muzzled for the rest of your life, or you took a vow of silence tomorrow, what would be the one resource you would leave behind for us that we should probably take a look at?
I would leave my workout program. I Am the Gym. I mean, because I believe in it. It gives you a great foundation to go off of. I mean, it's the real deal. It is. I teach you the basics, and then you build from there. And it's what most people are missing, honestly.
Yeah.
So that's what I would leave, man.
Well, thank you, man. Listen, I had a conversation with a buddy via text earlier. In one of my doctor friends that's a mentor yesterday. What you just said is the most important thing that we often overlook. And I practice it in my nutrition work as well. Get the basics right. It's not all the other stuff. It's not the latest CMOS. It's none of that stuff. That doesn't mean anything's wrong with CMOS.
Right.
But if your foundation is off, it's not going to do anything.
Absolutely.
You won't get the results that are available. So, man, I really appreciate your simpleness approach to well-being and mobility. It has literally transformed my body. I can do Spider-Mans now. I can do skaters a lot better. I can break dance. Like I can get my moves in because you've taught me to slow down and get quality over quantity.
Well,
Thank you so much, man.
You know.
All right, listen. Hold on one sec. Let me connect with everybody and we'll shut it down.
All right, sounds good.
So that was my friend Eric Guynn. I hope you enjoyed listening. He's not all about the pizzazz and the stars. He likes to keep it really simple and done right. So as you're at home, a couple keys you want to take away. One, you really truly want to work on your core. It's more important than trying to develop strength because everything emanates from your core. And with a weak core, as Mr. Guynn talked about, you'll likely experience more injuries. So take the time and develop it, whether that's side planks, which I hate, but they work. Whether that's sit-ups done properly, as he talks about, whether that's glute bridges and the variations of it that you can find online, I'm sure. Either way, follow Eric Guynn, EricGuynn.com. Register, get some training, get an assessment. Do yourself a favor. Stay well. Smart Keith, Smart and Hayes. Have a wonderful Wednesday.